good as Mother Nature's free facelift. I cannot do anything that looks as good, right? It plumps the cheeks. That's our model. And when we look in the mirror, when we smile, we say, that's what we want to recreate. Now, you know how when you do something nice for someone else, it gives you that feeling on the inside when you're kind towards other. I want you to do me a favor. Turn to who's next to you and just give them a big smile. Give them a big smile. Or look up front. Give me a smile, right? Isn't that nice? Now, could you feel the energy in the room, right? The only thing you did was just change your appearance. When you use your appearance the right way, it brings out wonderful energy. Some people say, oh, is this vanity? Vanity is if you use your appearance in a negative way. Put other people down. Some people put themselves down. But when you use your appearance positively and inspire other people and lift them up, or even just lift yourself up, there's a word for that. It's called style, right? And style never goes out of style. So 4 strategies. If it gets confusing, there's only 1 of 4 things that are happening: tightening, volume, skin, and behavior. Do you follow me? All right, the next thing we talk about for good plastic surgery, this is our philosophy, fillers, filling philosophy. So, good plastic surgery, number 1, safety, right? Safety first. Number 2, you must look natural. You must, and you will. Number 3, let's prevent future aging changes, right? If we're lucky, aging keeps coming for us. Yes, right? So if we can prevent some of the future aging changes, that's a good thing. And then number 4, let's give you as much improvement as possible. We can't make it perfect. If we need to come back another day and do more, that's better than going too far, yes? All right? We will not go extreme or severe. This is what we do best. So those are the 4 philosophies. Safety. You must look natural, prevent future aging changes, and let's get as much improvement as possible, right? Now, something else that's really important that I talk to patients about is, have you ever noticed how we never see ourselves the same way that other people see us? You ever notice this? Sometimes we can be a little hard on ourselves, right? You ever know anyone like that who's a little hard on themselves? Why is it that we don't see the same thing? I mean, we're looking at the same thing, right? There's a reason. I figured it out. Because when we look at other people, we glance at them and we're social. We're social glancers. We look, we glance. But when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we do not glance. We stare and we glare and we're critical. We look for the imperfections. Now, if we do that to ourselves, somehow we think it's okay. If you try to do that to someone else, stare and glare and look critically at them, they put a hand in your face. One of my patients said they're going to put their fist in your face, right? We should not stare and glare critically at other people, right? We should not stare and glare critically at ourselves. It's just not nice. It doesn't make us feel good. I never look at myself unless I'm smiling in the mirror. I don't like the way that I look if I'm not smiling. I like the way that I look, but I like the way that I look even better when I'm smiling. It's behavior. So as long as we know that, we don't want to be too hard on ourselves, because if we're really hard on ourselves before we do a cosmetic treatment, we can be really hard on ourselves afterwards, and we're just not going to be happy. And I just want you to be happy, right? To turn to your neighbor, tell them, we just want you to be happy. Go ahead and tell them, we just want you to be happy. We just want you to be happy. We just want you to be happy. You deserve to be happy, right? We just want you to be happy. Now, people ask me, they're like, well, why did you become a plastic surgeon, right? So for me, someone said, yeah, I want to know. For me, it started when I was 7 years old. I spent 2.5 years of my life in a wheelchair on crutches because of a hip condition I had. Right? When I was 11, my mom was diagnosed with schizophrenia. My parents got a divorce. It was very tumultuous. I struggled with depression through high school and college. And one thing that I learned is that no matter how low I may have been feeling, if I spent time around people who were smiling, having fun, and laughing, it just made me feel good. It would lift me up, and it made a difference in my life. Fast forward to today, when I started doing surgery. My father's a dentist, my cousin's a neurologist, I went to medical school. I said, what do I want to do? I want to be a surgeon, right? And it always stuck with me about how our appearances matter so much. And when I started doing cosmetic treatments of the face, I recognized when you change how people look, it changes how we feel on the inside. And then my fellowship director said, Rich, if you have a patient and you want to do a facelift on, just bring them in and they can cover their anesthesia costs, and you can do that. He gave me permission, and they would oversee it and supervise. And so I went and told my people that I worked with. There was a nurse I worked with. The first nurse I went to, she says, I'll do it, right? She's like, I know you'll do a good job. So we did her lift, and she moved to Florida. This was back in Indianapolis. And we still stay in touch, and she says, the neck's still holding up. That was over 15 years ago, right? I just got hooked, and the more that we did, the more that my patients wanted me to do. So that's why we're here today, because our appearances matter. This is not about vanity, it's about style. So what we're going to do for you today, my goal is that before you leave, you will look at cosmetic treatments in a way that you have never looked at them before, and that you are empowered to make a decision that's right for you, because everyone in this room is here for a very important reason. Your time is valuable. You can't get people in a room like this unless it's important to you. Whatever that reason is that brought you here, we want to satisfy that and make you feel good, because we just want you to be happy. Now, before we leave, when we're all done, we're going to show you some before and after pictures. You'll have a chance to talk to our patients that have had treatments done. They're going to bring food out, and we're going to do one. So even though there's a lot of people here, my team, they're so amazing. They have it down to a science. They're going to get you seated. I'm going to come around from the table. You'll have a plan that's right for you. And someone asked me too, they said, are you going to go through pricing? Is anyone here interested in how much these things cost? We're going to go through the pricing too. So you're going to have all that, and we're going to have some raffles. It'll be a lot of fun. We do a raffle before we finish, and one more right at the very end. So we're so excited that you're here. We love having seminars like this and looking forward to helping you with what brought you here. Now, I'm going to share with you some of our patients. So this is Judy. Now, Judy is a family woman. Has anyone here ever raised a family before? Let me ask you a question. Who gets put first in family? The kids, the children. Who gets put last? Mom. Mom. That's one of the things we love to do. It's time to put you first. Now, we're not going to stop giving to our families. We love them. We love to give to them. But you can't pour from an empty cup. If we feel like we're just not giving to ourselves, when you fill yourself up, wow, there's a lot more to give. So we're honored to be a part of that process with you. So Judy, she gave to her family, raised a wonderful, beautiful family. And when her parents got older, she became a caregiver for her parents. Has anyone here ever been a caregiver? Is that easy to do? It's very difficult, stressful, hard to get a break, it's emotional. Judy was a caregiver for her parents for 20 years of her life. Now, it was nice that she could be there, but it takes a toll over time. And then when her husband, her parents passed, her husband fell ill, and she was his caregiver for an additional 10 years. And after being a caregiver for 30 years of her life, Judy made a confession to her family. She said, you know, I don't even know who I am anymore. I feel like I've lost my identity. Always living for other people. So that day, Judy made a very important decision. She looked into the mirror, and as she looked into the mirror and she saw her appearance, and she saw the aging changes, she looked and she would pull on her jawline like this, and she liked what she saw. Does anyone here ever do that? All the time. She liked what she saw. She came into our office. I will never forget meeting Judy for the very first time. You know how when you meet people that have been through difficult things in life, that the little details, they don't tend to bother them so much, right? She was humble, she was quiet, very kind and reserved. She told me about her family. She told me about her goals. So we have a mirror in our office. We sat her down, and she's sitting in a chair, and I'm standing behind her. She told me what she was looking for, so I pulled back on the skin like this, and she said, I like that. And I said, some get a little bit less, some get a little bit more. If you're happy with what you see, then you're a good candidate. Now, her daughter was there with her, and she gave her daughter this look from the side, just kind of the side eye, like, what do you? And her daughter was like, you go for it, Mom. It's your time. So Judy did an eyelid treatment. We did some fillers in the cheeks, and we did a lift procedure for her. And here are her results. Wow. Yeah, she's definitely a wow result. And you see in the eyes, we have a lot of patients, they don't want to do a lower eyelid surgery. About 90% or more of our patients that want lower eyelid surgery, they're so happy with just a little trim of skin and a filler. And so we did some filler for her. Let's see here. And so we did laser treatment, neck and profile. So we're so proud of Judy. Now, I love seeing patients when they come back to the office. Just this morning, I was seeing patients coming back from their follow-ups, and they tell me how much they like it, and wow, what a difference. So when Judy comes back, she's standing a little bit taller, she's animated, talking with her hands, she's smiling more. And I asked her, well, what's the response been? What have people been saying? And they can't figure it out. They know that something's changed, but they feel like she's lost some weight, or you've changed your hairstyle, or I really like that outfit on you. Boy, living in Florida has been really good for you, right? And she told me this story that she was driving with her son. He was driving the car, and they got a flat tire. He pulls over. He starts working on the tire. Another couple comes to help them. And as they do, and they start up a conversation, they ask him, how's your wife doing in the car? She loves being mistaken for her son's wife. She had been attending her church for quite some time. She became a greeter for the very first time. Hello, so good to see you. Come right this way. Let me get that door for you. Welcome. We're so glad that you're here. And it was so touching to see these changes. It occurred to me that it doesn't matter how young or how old we are. It is never too late to invest in ourselves, to make ourselves feel on the inside, to make ourselves look on the outside the way we feel on the inside. And when we do this for our patients, it is not just a change in appearance. It is transformational. It's so beautiful every time. And not only do we want to do this for our patients, we want to protect them and make sure that they get the best results, because there's so much confusion out there. So that's why we're here. By the way, how many of you have seen us out on Facebook or on the internet and seen some of our videos, right? We're on video now. I say hi to Facebook, and we put things out there so that we can teach and people can learn. Because a lot of people are unaware that you can do these treatments. You don't have to have a traditional facelift. We have fillers, we have permanent fillers. A lot of people don't offer that. Most injectors that are out there, they're intermediate or beginner level. You want an expert injector, right? There's a difference. So we'll talk about that, and I'll share with you. We did such a wonderful job for Judy. We're so proud of what we can do for you, and I'm excited to share our other patients. Now, this is Sally, and she's definitely a wow. Now, you see this here in her neck. She felt like she couldn't hide it no matter what she did. Pictures, it was there. She would wear a high turtleneck, but it still wouldn't cover it. So we did and she's very active. She's a swimmer. We did a lift and laser treatment, and very difficult to see the incision locations, right? She's very pleased with her results. She brings donuts to the office, so we love seeing Sally. Now, Mary, similar concern. This area in the neck here was just crinkly. She felt she couldn't hide it. And the smiling. So I met Mary, and I said, Mary, what are you interested in? She showed me, and I said, well, how long have you been thinking about this for? She said, well, I've been wanting to do it for 5 years. But she said she couldn't get her finances figured out. She was on a fixed income. Now, we figured out a way for her to do it. For 5 years, she couldn't figure it out. What happened? How were we able to figure this out? So you talk to Mindy, Stephanie, or Violet, and they can figure that out for you. You only need one pathway to make it work for you. If that's a stopping point, let us know. You'd be amazed how much flexibility there is. Now, this next before and after picture I'm going to share, it really is one of my very, very best results. The latest technology, all of my experience, 4,000 facelifts. Most surgeons will retire after about 500 or 1,000 lifts. So we've done 4,000 because that's all we do is focus on the face, right? And so this next result, the latest technology, all of my experience, and the power of smile, all wrapped into one. I'm very proud to share this with you. Did we do a great job? So we can't go this far, but we'll take things as far as we can. But let me ask you a question. Do you think that we ever meet people that this is the kind of improvement that they're looking for? We have to have a talk with them. There's a limit on how far we can go. So we can't take things this far. We'll take them as far as we can. If we need to come back another day, it's better than going too far. Do you follow me? All right, we'll keep you safe. We'll keep you on track. Because in this room, you still have many active years ahead of you, right? Useful years. We want to make the most of those years. So our goal is to give you the best results, the longest lasting, keep you safe, and if we need to come back and do more, that's better than going too far. And you're in control. You won't go too far. That's my job, to protect you. All right. That was my daughter, Ella. She's in 3rd grade in that picture. And she used to invite me to school for lunch. And I would go sit with her, and her friends would come sit around, and we'd have a lunch and cookies, and it was so fun. And now she's in 10th grade, and she does not invite me to lunch anymore. Well, let's see how 11th grade goes. Okay. So, this is Melba. Melba lives here in the Villages. The neck and the jawline, it bothered her, and she had a name for this area here. She called this her Richard Nixon jowls. Right? So she didn't like it, so we did a lift, laser treatment, we did upper and lower eyes and filler, and she's very active. Melba's in her 80s now. We have patients in their 80s and even in their 90s. They come and do treatments, and difficult to see the incision location. Jeannie is a nurse. We have a lot of medical personnel that come through because they don't want to go to a hospital. So this is not a traditional facelift. There's no general anesthesia, there's no IV sedation, no surgical drains, no surgical staples. How do we do the lift? We give you relaxing medicine by mouth. We do numbing medicine like at the dentist, here and here. We lift the skin, tighten the muscle, and trim away the extra skin. Right? If you go on Facebook or YouTube, you can see we do these procedures. We broadcast them live, of course with the patient permission. #1 in the world for broadcast of live awake facelift patients. Now you'll feel comfortable. You'll take the relaxing medicine so that you feel good. Some people, they don't remember any of it. And we wake them up when they're done. And some people they talk the whole way through. And you feel very comfortable, and you can see our videos. If you're not comfortable, I'm not comfortable. So we will make you comfortable. So medical personnel come through because of the safety. We have an outside consulting firm. They monitor our practices. You always want to be raising your standards. So when Jeannie came through, she liked her results. She's a nurse. She sent a family member for consultation. When people come in, their family and friends follow, and that's how we build our reputation. Martin's here in the Villages, and this extra skin is just kind of sagging down. It looks like it's almost melting off the face. So we tightened up the neck and jawline. Now, he doesn't grow his hair long to hide incisions. They're very difficult to see where the incisions are. And you see these little brown spots he's got here? Can you see those over here? They get pulled all the way back through here. Okay, so we remove all that skin. And there he is, smiling. We always look our best when we're smiling. We always look our best when we're smiling. Now, let's get the head up. Okay, so Mary. Mary, she did a procedure. She got a lot of improvement. She was not satisfied. So we brought her back. And we did more, and then she's happy. If we need to bring you back another day and do more, that's better than going too far. And she's a great example of that. Now, her grandson, how many people here have grandkids? Aren't grandkids so much fun? I've noticed there's something that's called the grandparents phenomenon, right? My kids are very, very well behaved. I have a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 12-year-old. But I've noticed when they spend time around their grandparents, their behavior is even better. Now, mom and dad would like to see some of that great behavior, but they save the best for the grandparents. But I've also noticed the grandparents' behavior is also better around the grandkids. They don't get as fussy, they're not as grouchy, so the grandparents' phenomenon. So Mary liked to spend time around her grandson, 5 years old. He'd kind of run to her, jump in her lap, give her a big hug, and after he gave her a hug, he would reach his little hand up and grab her neck, and pull back and forth like this, and she did not like that. And she came in and had to take care of it. Now he doesn't have anything to grab onto anymore. So this is Al. Al wanted to do a lift and wanted to get into a new relationship. And so we talked about, well, here's the options. You can do the image lift, which, like I said, relaxing medicine by mouth, numbing medicine like at the dentist. We lift the skin, we do tighten muscle, trim away the extra skin. We walk you to your car when you're done. There's no recovery time that you stay in the office, and we see you the next day, 1 week. I give my cell phone number to all my patients. So I said, the image lift is going to do the most for your profile. It tightens through these areas. It takes me a couple of hours to do. It's not a traditional facelift. That's the image lift. And there's a step below that. It's called the mid. Now, what is the mid? The mid still tightens the profile. It still tightens here. And it's for someone, you will look natural with all of our treatments, but if somebody says, I just feel like I want a little less, or it's easier for their budget, then the mid is a good option. Then there's the mini. Now, a lot of doctors, they won't even do the mini. They say it just doesn't get good results. But we have a lot of patients that are very happy with the mini. How do you know if the mini's right for you? There's 2 questions we ask. The first one is I ask, how do you feel about this area here? If somebody tells me, I don't care about this, but I like this, then the mini can be a wonderful option. Said another way, if somebody tells me, if I do a lift and I still have something under here, I'm not going to like that. Then I do not recommend mini. You follow me? So I had this conversation with Al. I said, Al, we should probably do the image lift or the mid, because there's a lot under here. And what did he tell me? Just do the mini. I'll be fine with that. Just do the best that you can. I'll be happy. Now, whatever you choose, I'll go for the gold. And we did the mini, and he's happy. If you look closely, you'll see he has still a little bit here. He's okay with that. But some of our patients, they would not be satisfied with that. So that's why we do the one-on-one. So we can understand, what are your preferences? What's going to make you happy? We just want you to be happy. Okay? We just want you to be happy. That was the right choice for him. But that's why we do the one-on-one. Because if that's not the right choice for you, well, then we're going to find that out together. And we'll do that today, before you leave. Laser treatment, 1 day later, internal laser, no downtime. It removes fat and it tightens the skin. We lose the elasticity in our skin. It's like the elastic band that gets a little stretched out. So the laser does a great job, but nothing compares with what the lift will do. So this is the image. This is laser tightening again. And 8 months later, Monica came on TV and she did some fillers in the mouth and cheek. And so Monica did very well. She didn't have a lot to begin with. This is laser tightening only. It does do a good job for the right person. But nothing compares with the image lift. This is the image lift 1 year later. And you can see here, you can't get that type of improvement with fillers. You can't do that with just laser alone. You need to remove some of the fatty tissue and tighten the muscle layer. So 1 year later, difficult to see the incision location. And now we combine. So you combine what we did for Judy. She did laser for the skin to tighten the skin, lift to tighten the muscle, lift to remove the extra skin. Deb has a radio show. She's a fitness instructor. She sent us so many patients. In fact, one of the people she sent us was in our Tampa office not too long ago, and she did lift, laser, and eyes because her son's wedding was coming up. And then just last month, she brought in the wedding album. She wanted to show us her pictures, her and her son dancing. It was so beautiful. She said, this is my favorite picture. And it was just so touching. It was so beautiful. I'll never forget that. Right? And that's what it's about, that she could be there for her son's wedding and look good, the mother of the bride, and that person came through Deb. So Deb has sent us many people. We did laser treatment and lifting, tightening of the muscle, and removing the extra skin. RJ is an actress. She's in movies and television. Laser to the skin, lift to tighten the muscle, and lift to remove the extra skin. Now, some of you have your pictures in your 20s or 30s, and if you don't have them, that's fine. If you do have them, it's helpful to see how the skin muscle fat changes over time. And as we mentioned, we lose bone. We get a little shorter as we age, right? So do me a favor, I want you to take your finger, put your finger up in the air, and just touch your cheekbone. You feel the bone? Yeah. Feel the brow bone's up top. Feel the back of your jaw, this bone, and the chin. It's all bone. And as we get older, that bone, all of them get a little shorter, and the facial mask will sag over top. So what do? I just put back the volume that was already there. Okay? And if you do that, meticulously, it just magically makes you look younger and you look natural. So that's what we did for Diane. Full of volume, hollow, and now the jowl. Lift for the jowl, and we fill the back of the jawline. Katie is a nurse, a figure skater. In her words, she's taking great care of her body, but she felt she couldn't do anything else for her face. Look at how full her jawline is, and then it's like we lose that jawline, and then sagging. Lift and fill. Liz, 18 years old here, and in her 70s now, hollow, where she was full of volume before. Jowl and lift and fill. So it's a combination approach. Now, if somebody wants their very best results, there's no discussion. Like, we know how to do that. Combination treatment. Tightening, volume, and skin. And behavior. If somebody wants their very best results, but they only want one treatment, then usually we talk about lifting, right? If someone wants their very best result with no downtime, fillers. Fillers do a wonderful job, but they do not give you a facelift result, right? Do you follow me? Facelifts, amazing result, but still even better yet is combination. So these are the combination treatments when we combine fill, laser, and tightening. So we've got the option. My job is that you know your options. We put a plan together. I'm the artist to give you the plan, and then I do the treatment myself. I'm the one that does it. And that way you know your options on what is best for you. Fillers. Fillers are the future. We have permanent fillers now. The most expensive filler is the temporary, because you have to keep replacing it. Now, temporary can be a good place to start for some people. Most people gravitate towards the long-term fillers. When you do fillers long enough, everybody starts to say the same thing. Don't you have something that lasts longer? And we do. Right? So this patient came in, she did the fillers, she was very happy with her results. She returned 6 months later and said, I was happy, but now I'm not, because I've got lines. And so we took some pictures of her, we put them side by side, and when she looked at her pictures, she says, well, I didn't realize my lines were that deep before. She could still see that there was a big difference and a nice improvement. There's a famous plastic surgery saying after we do a cosmetic treatment that our vision will get better and our memory will get worse. Because once you do a cosmetic treatment, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror more closely than you ever have before. You notice how one brow sits a little differently than the other. We have more wrinkles on one side than the other, usually the left side, because when we're driving, you get more sun on that side. Our vision gets better because we notice more after a cosmetic treatment, and the memory gets worse. We do forget what we used to look like. You know how when you get a new hair, 3 or 4 weeks after you get a new hairstyle, we forget what we used to look like. It's the same with after 2 months, and we show them their pictures, they say, oh, get rid of those pictures. I can't believe that. Really? Is that true? My Aunt Shirley came on TV. We did a lift for her. And when she talked about her experience, when they finished the segment, she went to the monitor and she was looking at her pictures really closely, and she says, I just don't remember having all those wrinkles. Vision gets better, the memory gets worse. Fillers. Fillers do a great job, full face. There's 3 questions with fillers. I would write this down. The number 1 question for fillers, where? Some want a specific area, some want full face. So we have to decide where. Number 2 question, which filler? Permanent, temporary, or middle of the road? Right? We go through that with you as well. And then 3rd question, how many syringes or how many vials? So those are the decisions you need to make. Now, full face is the most natural way we recreate your youthful appearance. This is 7 syringes of filler. We also took the mole off of Laura's cheek here, and looks natural. A lot of people look at this and say, I like it, it's great, but some will say, that's not enough for me. I want more. Okay, well, we can do more. This is a gentleman, he did 16 syringes of Belafil in less than 30 days. No downtime. We won awards for these types of results. Looks very natural, not overdone, no surgery at all. And I talked with Fred not too long ago. He's very happy. He says some time has passed. He says maybe he'll do a little bit more filler, right? Sun-damaged skin, the lipstick bleeds into the lip lines. Laser. Laser is a burn to the skin. You need 7 to 10 days before you look presentable. You can cover with makeup after that. It's not for everyone, but if you want a resurface of the skin, we can do that for you. There's my Aunt Shirley, and she had these creases. We did the laser plus the lift. She's very happy with her result. Her grandson got married over last year, and her daughter came in to do her lift. So here's Aunt Shirley at the wedding for her grandson, and we're there having a good time, and so proud of her. She's so active, and she's happy with her results. Now Phyllis, these areas on her cheek, they bothered her, these wrinkles, and she had a nickname for them. She called them her waffles. She said it looked like she fell asleep on a waffle line. So we did the lift and the laser for her. She's very happy. So let me ask you a question. Have you seen some results that you... Would you be happy if you had results similar to what you've seen? You're in the right place. You're going to love it. So this is Dale, and I showed you Dale's picture because as we age, when we look into the mirror, it gives us a feeling. We look and we see things, we start saying things internally. It makes us feel a certain way, we say certain things, and it's a pattern, it's a behavior that we have. So I want you to think about Dale when she looks in the mirror, she's in her 70s. What do you think she focuses on? Knowing that she's lost her youthful appearance, what does she say to herself? And more importantly, how does it make her feel? Now, Dale came to our office. She did an image lift procedure, laser, filler, and eyelids. Do you think she has the same focus now? What does she say to herself now? And how does it make her feel? Dale came to many of our seminars, and she shared with others. She's a really big smiler. She shared with others her experience and inspired a lot of people to do a treatment. I'm sad to say Dale is no longer with us. She was diagnosed with the condition, and she passed very quickly. But she is still an inspiration to us to this day, right? With her wonderful smile and to live for today. Tomorrow's not promised for any of us, and we're very grateful for you in our lives. We're very grateful that Dale will be a part of what we do as well. Now, everything in life evolves. If you told people what cell phones could do today, 30 years ago, what would they have said to you? But it's true, and these cell phones we have in a year or two, they're going to become outdated. They're old, right? Magic. Have grandparents evolved also? What were grandparents like 30, 40 years ago? People are living so much longer. They're active, they're raising their grandkids. They're still working, living productive and useful lives. Plastic surgery has also changed. The tools we use are better, they're superior in so many ways. The training is better. It's safer. There's never been a better time to do a cosmetic treatment. That's why we're here. So, Sherry's here today. She did a lift and she'll talk to you about her experience. Bev is also here, laser treatment for the wrinkles, and she did a laser internally to tighten up the neck and jawline. Jen is here. She did a lift. Jen helps us set up these events. Linda comes out to a lot of our events. I saw Linda just last month. And earlier this month, she had loss of volume, sun damage, and sagging. We did lift, laser, and filler. Linda's also come on TV and demonstrated her results there as well. Nancy comes out to a lot of our events. She did a lift. It's been over 4 years now. Little mini tuck. Wanted to refresh things. And we saw Shirley not too long ago. And you cannot get this type of improvement with fillers. That you need a lifting procedure. But it's all done under local anesthesia. So, if you've seen a lot of results that you like, this is the slide where we talk about people say, I'm on board, I want to do this, but if something holds you back, just let us know. Because we've heard it every different way you can imagine, and we can get you there. You'd be amazed how much flexibility there is. So if it's the money that holds you back, let us know. We can put a plan or multiple plans together, and you can pick the one that's right for you, so we can make this work for you. Some of you are just busy. You have no time in your schedule, no downtime at all. You've got mahjong, pickleball, clubs, travel, family visiting. If you have no downtime, we have no downtime treatment options. Some of you are allergic to fear or pain. Now, if you watch our videos, and they're live videos, unedited, unfiltered, you'll see that we keep our patients comfortable. So in my family, when the nieces and nephews, if they fall and get little bumps or things, who do they call for stitches? They call me. Of course, I take care of them. So my niece was 3 years old. We brought her into the office. She had it right in the middle of her forehead, a little gash. We numbed her up. We did the stitches. She did not shed one tear. So we can make her feel comfortable. I promise you we can make you feel comfortable. You can have a lollipop too if you like. We take the fear out of it. Some people say, I would love to do that. It would just be so selfish. Because we're such givers. We're used to giving to our family and giving to so many people. But being selfish is being smart. When we do it the right way, we got to fill the cup up, fill ourselves up, and then we've got more to give. And your family and friends are going to talk about you behind your back for doing a cosmetic treatment. They're going to talk about us no matter what we do, so you might as well do what you want. And don't worry about what they're going to say. This is what we talk about in a consultation. So, number one, what's your area of focus? It's different for everyone, but I need to know that. Some people will say, well, you're the expert, why don't you tell me? And I want to hear that. And I will tell you, but I always say the same thing. Tell me what you focus on, and then I will guide you. Because if I give you a lot of treatments, and they may look very good, but you say, but you know, this was really my focus. I do need to hear that, because we focus a little differently. So, what's your area of focus? I need to hear that. What's in your heart? If it gets a little overwhelming or confusing, just ask the question, what's in your heart? And it will guide you. If we follow our heart, it always makes us feel good. Have you tried other treatments? We need to know about that. That's very helpful for us. And do you have downtime? If you tell us these things, we can make a recommendation for you. These are the things we talk about in a consultation. Now, safety first. The lift is an office-based procedure. We minimize risks as much as possible. Bleeding or fluid collection, we can take care of that in the office. Infection, we put you on an antibiotic. The procedure is designed to stay more superficial, to avoid the nerve or weakness to the lip or eyelid. That's why we do it this way. It's safer than a traditional facelift, right? Now, we all have asymmetry to our face. We're going to have that before, we'll have that afterwards. That's what makes us look natural. When you do the lift, the ears can be numb afterwards. When the nerves grow back, you might feel itching, tingling, soreness, or pain. Sometimes a deep stitch we put in can come out of the skin like a splinter. If that happens, that's easy to take care of. Now, because it's all done under local anesthesia, the risk that someone has to go to a hospital, have a heart attack or stroke is rare. That's why we do it this way. Safer than IV sedation, safer than general anesthesia. And then the healing process is unpredictable. Most people heal just fine. Some people come back to do a touch-up procedure, may generate an additional expense. That's more the case if someone comes, they just have a big neck. We do a nice procedure and clean things up, they get a little relaxation, and they want a touch-up. It can cost more money during the one-on-one. We'll go through that with you if your risk is low, medium, or high. So we'll go through that together. Fillers. Risks for fillers are risk of undercorrection. You can always put more in. Risk of overcorrection, I won't let that happen. Risk of lump or bump formation with fillers is uncommon, and if it happens, it's treatable. Most people feel where the fillers are and say, I know it's there, feels like my normal skin. Some say, you know, I do feel something, I don't see it, it doesn't bother me, I leave it alone. Rarely do I make an incision to take a nodule out. So my strategy, just use a small amount over a large area to minimize or eliminate your risk for that. I use a safety cannula for most of my injections. What's a cannula? Basically a soft needle. Less bruising, less trauma. Risk of getting that filler into a blood vessel, causing scarring, loss of vision, damage to surrounding structures is rare. That's why you want a safety cannula, and that's why you want an expert injector. Risk of infection, reaction, prolonged swelling is rare, and that's treatable. Now, safety first. For those of you who are ready to do the treatment, we love rewarding people who place a deposit on a lifting procedure. Just let Stephanie, Violet, or Mindy know. We have a special surprise for you. We're taking action and moving forward with what pleases your heart. We get referrals every day. We love getting referrals. The best way to send a referral is just have someone come visit Dana in our office. She does a free facial mask, $150 value. She's our esthetician. It's very soothing and relaxing, good for the skin. And when they come in, Dana will have the talk. And this way you're not telling them, you know, you should go see this facial plastic surgeon. You don't want them to take it the wrong way. You just have to send them in to see Dana. Do a nice skin treatment for them. Okay. So what we're going to do now, ladies, if you want to come up, we'll have our models come up and we can hear from them. And then let's give our models a big hand. Thank you, ladies. Bev's the shy one. So Bev, can you share with us what inspired you to have a cosmetic treatment done?
I came I came to a seminar with a girlfriend who learned how to tummy tuck. Actually, I'll go with me. 3 reliefs, 3 villages. But Dr. Rich only does facials, so I don't know how I got those. But anyhow, I went home and told my husband the price. He goes, that's not bad if you want to do something. That golf cart couldn't go any faster. I flew up here.
So please give Bev a big hand. Bev, stop many of our patients, so thank you for coming out. Full disclosure, our models who come out, we pay for their gas money to come out, we buy them for coming, and that way they can share what we're doing. So Jen, can you share with us what inspired you to have a cosmetic treatment? Jen has been with us for almost 10 years now, and she helps us set up these events, so thank you very much for doing that, Jen. What inspired you, Jen, to have a cosmetic treatment?
It was February of 2015, so going on 4.5 years ago. And I was at the point where if I was getting ready to go somewhere and I looked a little nicer than usual, you know, I'd spend extra time doing my hair and my makeup, put on nice clothes, put on nice jewelry. And as I walk out of the house, I glance at the mirror, and there's this old haggard woman staring back at me. So it really was bothering me to the point where I thought, I need a refresh. Shortly after that, Dr. Rich did a facelift procedure for me, loved the results. I was losing my self-confidence before that and got my self-confidence back. I felt like I blossomed into a person and I was on top of the world. Very recently, I was in a checkout line here in the Villages, and the woman behind me tapped my shoulder, turned around, and she said, I've been looking at you and I just realized where I know you from. She said, I was at an Image Lift seminar. She goes, I think it was 6 years ago. She said, it's a long time ago. She said, you used to work for Image Lift. And I said, actually, I still work for Image Lift. And she said, Kim. She said, wow, after all these years. She paused for a minute and she said, you know, that really says something for the company. She said, that must be a great place to work, and the doctor must do a great job, or you wouldn't still be there. Her words are right on. Exactly what she said is the case. Image Lift is a wonderful place to work, and Dr. Rich does a wonderful job. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of patients over the years, happy patients, and I too am definitely one of them.
So Sherry, thanks for coming out. So Sherry was an image consultant, and then she shares her story about what inspired you to have a cosmetic treatment done, Sherry.
Well, you know, I always had a really natural approach to aging. You know, I never was going to have anything done. Never. So I retired to the Villages 7 years ago, and I ended up in one of these seminars. And the people that I talked to, they look fantastic. I mean, they didn't look 20, but they looked refreshed. So I went home and I started thinking about it. You don't look as good as you think you do. You really don't. You can't do anything with your makeup. You've all been in, you just don't. You can't do anything. So I made an appointment at the office the next week, and I was in a week, and it is so easy. It is a week out of your life. And he makes it so fantastic. You don't even know you have anything done. You wake up, your husband's day, you go home, a week later you come in, you're a new person. And anyway, it is so great, and it makes you feel as good as you feel on the inside. I felt like a 20-year-old, but I was looking like a 7-year-old. Anyway, it's great, and I love what he does.
And so everybody's experience is different. When you talk to enough people, you'll get an idea of what it can be like for you. It's like part of the family, right? We have fun, we love seeing them, and so we're honored that you can meet our team and meet our family. So now we're going to do, are we doing our raffle drawing next? So we've got a raffle drawing. Let's give Nina a big hand. Everybody who walked in was a part of the raffle. We entered you as you came through. So we're raffling off a red carpet VIP peel with Dana, our esthetician. It's very good for the skin. Get rid of the superficial skin cells, and it's very healthy for you. Pick one here. Find the luckiest one, and here this one feels very lucky. Right here this says Sheila R. Sheila. There's Sheila in the back. All you have to do is call our office and they can set up an appointment for you. Very good. Congratulations. You're going to love it. So we're going to do one more raffle when we have 3 more consults to see. So what we're going to do now, my team is going to start seating for the consults. They're going to bring the food out, start the music again, so you'll get all of your questions answered. You have the book. These books, they have Journal bestseller list. It is really an awesome. It's a wonderful read. It's easy to do. It's hard to put down. So you got the book, and we also okay. So we'll get things set up. So before you leave, you'll have a plan on what's right for you. Now, before we wrap things up, just a little bit of remember what looks the best on our face. Show your neighbor one more time. Show your neighbor. Come on, we need to see it. And tell your neighbor, right? Because this is the hard part for you. I just want you to be happy. I want you to be happy. So now is your time to be happy. Thank you for sharing your starts with a smile. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to talking to you.